I'm Lyra, and it brings me such deep joy to welcome you to our quiet learning space today. Walking into a room full of strangers can feel completely overwhelming. Your heart beats faster and your breathing becomes slightly shallow. Your palms might get a little warm as you look around the busy room. You want to connect with people, but finding the right words suddenly feels completely impossible. We often fall back on stiff phrases from heavy grammar books. We memorize very rigid ways of saying hello to new faces, but real human connection happens much more smoothly than that. The right way to introduce yourself is simply the most human way. It is about creating a soft space for a natural conversation to safely begin. You might find yourself standing near a busy food table at a large neighborhood party. You keep seeing the same person reaching for the small sandwiches across the table. Stepping perfectly in front of them to announce yourself feels very aggressive. You can just smile softly and say, "I do not think we have met." It is a very gentle observation rather than a strong verbal demand. You are simply noticing that you are strangers sharing one space together. You might be standing in the busy break room at your office building. A new person is pouring warm coffee into a small white cup. You can stand gently beside them and say, "I do not think we have met." The simple phrase gives them complete freedom to respond comfortably at their own pace. It feels exactly like extending an open hand without forcing them to shake it. You will notice their tense shoulders relax immediately when you say this soft sentence. Right after that gentle opening, we need to smoothly share our own identity. Many language books teach us to formally announce our exact names. They tell us to say, "My name is David," in every single situation. That phrase is perfectly fine, but it sounds slightly robotic in casual moments. Native speakers usually just offer their identity by simply saying, "I'm David." You lean forward slightly at a noisy business conference to greet someone. You smile gently and say, "I am Sarah," to the person beside you. It sounds less like a formal presentation and more like a warm personal offering. You're sitting next to a tired parent at a local school game. You turn your head and quietly say, "I'm Michael," to start the chat. When you use this shorter phrase, you sound completely relaxed in your own skin. It sounds like two friends talking rather than two strict diplomats negotiating. We want our early conversations to feel as easy and effortless as possible. Sometimes the other person forgets to offer their own name in return, or maybe the background music was just playing slightly too loud in the room. You never want to point at them and loudly demand their name. That makes the interaction feel like a harsh police interrogation. Instead, you take the gentle blame on yourself by saying, "I did not catch your name." You smile warmly at the loud local cafe and say, "I did not catch your name." It tells them that the surrounding noise was the only real problem. Imagine standing at a beautiful family wedding talking to a distant relative. The bright, beautiful flowers might easily capture your happy attention and break your focus. Touching their arm gently while saying, "I did not catch your name," works perfectly here. It makes the missing information feel like a tiny, innocent mistake rather than a rude insult. People love to happily supply their name when you use this deeply soft phrase. Building these small social bridges takes a little bit of natural daily practice. People always feel safer when they understand your exact place in the room. We establish this quick trust by stating our clear connection to others. Picture yourself at a crowded summer barbecue in a bright green backyard. Handing someone a cold drink while saying, "I am a friend of Thomas," works absolute wonders. Instantly, the invisible wall between two strangers completely disappears into the warm air. You both share a trusted connection that makes the ongoing conversation perfectly safe. Walking into a large meeting room on a completely different floor can feel intimidating. Sitting next to a senior manager becomes much easier when you say, "I'm a colleague of Rachel." They immediately understand your exact place in the complex professional world. The interaction becomes incredibly smooth and deeply productive from that very moment. Building this shared context is exactly what we focus on here at SpeakFlow English. We want you to feel entirely secure stepping into any brand new environment. Mentioning a shared connection acts as a wonderful safety net for everyone involved in the chat. When we finally meet someone we already know by reputation, we show deep warmth. We use the beautiful phrase, "I have heard such wonderful things about you." The moment finally arrives to meet your sister and her brand new partner. Shaking their hand warmly while saying, "I have heard such wonderful things about you," is perfect. It validates their importance and shows your family speaks highly of them behind closed doors. It starts the relationship on a lovely foundation of absolute positivity and bright joy. A colleague might introduce you to a highly respected senior director at work. Nodding your head deeply while saying this phrase shows great professional respect. It shows that you value their long, hard work without sounding overly flattering or totally fake. It makes the other person feel deeply seen and highly valued today. People usually smile incredibly bright when they hear this lovely sentence spoken aloud. People naturally want to know a little bit about our personal history. They usually wonder where we started our long journey through this beautiful life. Saying you were born in a place can sound slightly too factual and dry. Saying "I'm originally from Paris" sounds much more like a flowing story. Waiting for a delayed flight in a comfortable airport lounge offers great moments for connection. Telling the tired traveler next to you that you are originally from Tokyo opens a beautiful door. Moving to a busy new city for a challenging job brings many brand new introductions. Mentioning to your new neighbor that you are originally from a small coastal town highlights an interesting contrast. The phrase gives your life a gentle sense of forward motion and clear growth. It tells a tiny story of leaving one lovely place to discover another exciting one. A very similar way to share your background is another deeply soft phrase. You can simply say, "I grew up in a certain familiar place." This phrase carries a very deep feeling of sweet childhood memory and peaceful nostalgia. A cozy winter dinner party is the perfect place to share warm memories with new faces. Looking at the bright fireplace while saying, "I grew up in the cold mountains," invites people closer. It naturally invites people to imagine you as a small playing child in the white snow. You're walking through a huge green park with a fascinating new acquaintance. You point at the tall, swaying trees and say, "I grew up in a place exactly like this." It connects your early personal history to the exact present moment beautifully. Saying this feels deeply intimate and wonderfully human to the listening ear. It moves the conversation completely away from simple cold facts and toward real human emotion. When we meet people, work always becomes an early discussion topic. Many language learners are taught to state their exact job title immediately. Saying you are a senior logistics coordinator can unfortunately stop a conversation completely dead. People often have absolutely no idea what those complex titles actually mean in reality. It is much better to just state your general working industry plainly. Standing near the tall tables at a local business networking event requires smooth conversation. Sipping your fresh water and simply saying, "I am in technology," gives a perfect broad idea. It gives people a gentle understanding without burying them in heavy technical details. You are at a weekend neighborhood gathering watching children play in the bright summer sun. You chat with another local parent and mention that you are in healthcare. This gentle approach allows them to ask more specific things if they actually want to. It keeps the whole exchange feeling very light and beautifully manageable for everyone. Using this phrase leaves plenty of comfortable empty space for natural curiosity to grow. Part of knowing how to introduce yourself is introducing others well. We often act as the friendly social bridge between two people we deeply care about. You never want to point at someone and just state their names loudly across the room. That feels exactly like taking daily attendance in a strict morning school classroom. You want to use the highly welcoming phrase, "I want you to meet Sarah." Your spouse finally arrives at the loud local restaurant where you are already sitting. Looking at your best friend and saying, "I want you to meet my husband," shows active excitement. It shows that you are deeply thrilled to bring these two completely separate lives together. You are standing in the wide, bright hallway of your modern office building. You bring two talented graphic designers together and say, "I want you to meet David." The phrase creates a lovely feeling of special social privilege for both sides. It tells both people that this new connection is totally worth making today. A truly good introduction always includes knowing how to gently end it gracefully. Getting stuck in a conversation that has naturally ended is deeply uncomfortable for everyone. You never want to just turn around and walk away in total, absolute silence. You also want to avoid making up a fake excuse about leaving to take a phone call. The absolute kindest way to leave is to gently release the other person to their busy day. You use the deeply polite phrase, "I will let you get back to your work." Chatting with a busy manager near the heavy glass doors requires careful observation. Seeing them look quickly at the wall clock means it is time to politely end the chat. You smile softly and say, "I will let you get back to your work." It plainly shows that you highly respect their valuable time and their very busy schedule. You bump into an old neighbor in a highly crowded local grocery store. You talk happily for 5 minutes before saying, "I will let you get back to your shopping." It feels completely natural and removes all awkward pressure from the final ending. Using this gentle sentence is a pure act of daily social kindness. As you finally step away from the person you want to leave incredible warmth behind. Just saying a quick goodbye can sometimes feel a tiny bit cold after a great chat. You want to beautifully validate the precious time you just spent together happily. You tell them it was so lovely connecting with you today. Packing up your heavy laptop at the end of a long professional conference feels exhausting. Turning to the person beside you and saying it was lovely connecting with you elevates the whole meeting. It transforms a simple business transaction into a genuinely warm human interaction. Our whole philosophy at SpeakFlow English is based on this exact genuine human connection. We want your daily words to build lovely bridges rather than just convey dry facts. You are leaving a fun community garden event as the warm sun begins to set. You wave to the tired host and say it was lovely connecting with you. The word lovely adds a beautiful touch of gentle warmth to the final departure. It ensures the person will remember your face with a bright and happy smile. Sometimes we anticipate a special introduction for weeks or even entire months. When that big moment finally arrives, we want to express our long excitement clearly. We use the enthusiastic phrase, "I have been looking forward to meeting you." Stepping into the quiet office of a brand new client carries a lot of professional weight. Knowing this person only from long weekly emails makes the face-to-face introduction very special. You shake their hand firmly and say, "I have been looking forward to meeting you." It proves that they have been occupying a highly positive space in your daily thoughts. You are meeting your closest friend after they finally return from a long overseas trip. They bring a brand new companion to the busy local coffee shop. You smile at the stranger and say, "I have been looking forward to meeting you." It makes the new person feel instantly accepted into your tight and trusted circle. Saying this sets a wonderful and deeply joyful tone for the entire future relationship. Sometimes people will use your highly formal title when they first speak to you. They might politely call you doctor or professor to show their deep social respect. If you truly want to make the relationship more casual, you must invite them closer. You gently lower the invisible social barrier by saying, "Please call me David." A younger colleague might step into your bright office and use your formal last name nervously. Smiling warmly from your wooden desk and saying, "Please call me Thomas," instantly removes the heavy pressure. It removes the heavy weight of strict corporate hierarchy from the small room completely. You are speaking with the brave teacher of your young child right after school ends. They use your formal title and you quickly say, "Please call me Sarah." It instantly levels the playing field and makes you totally equal partners in the conversation. Using this lovely phrase is a highly generous way to share your personal comfort. An introduction is only the very first tiny step of a much longer journey together. If you genuinely want to see the new person again, you must state that clearly. We use the open and highly hopeful phrase, "Let us keep in touch." Standing on the dark street corner after a very nice dinner party feels wonderfully peaceful. Looking at a fascinating new friend and saying, "Let us keep in touch," is an open invitation. It is an open invitation for future morning coffees and long weekend walks together. You finish a highly successful temporary project with a great team of smart designers. You pack your heavy bags and say, "Let us keep in touch" to the group. It means you deeply value the working relationship beyond just the immediate daily tasks. Saying this leaves the heavy wooden door wide open for future magic and lovely connection. Every single one of these natural phrases works because it focuses entirely on the other person. Stiff textbook introductions usually fail because they are far too focused on our own personal performance. We worry so much about perfectly pronouncing every single consonant and vowel sound in the sentence. We stress over choosing the most complex vocabulary word we can possibly remember from our books. But the person standing in front of you does not care about your strict grammar skills. They only care about exactly how you make them feel in that very specific moment. When you say, "I do not think we have met," you are thinking completely about their comfort. When you say, "I did not catch your name," you are actively protecting their personal feelings. When you say, "I will let you get back to your work," you are respecting their precious time. Language is completely useless if it does not serve to bring humans much closer together. I want you to imagine walking into your very next crowded social event tomorrow evening. You do not need to carry a heavy metal shield of memorized textbook phrases anymore. You can just walk into the bright room with relaxed shoulders and a beautifully calm mind. You see someone standing quietly by the large clear window looking at the busy street below. You walk up slowly and gently say, "I do not think we have met." They turn around with a soft, happy smile and tell you they are originally from London. You mention naturally that you are a friend of the highly generous party host. The conversation simply flows exactly like a gentle river from one interesting topic to the next. There is absolutely no panic, and there is zero dark fear in your beating heart. This is the beautiful living reality of speaking English exactly the right natural way. It is never about being totally flawless or sounding like a highly trained TV news anchor. It is about being a warm and highly approachable human being in a very complex world. People will always easily forgive a tiny grammar mistake or a dropped daily verb. They will never ever forgive someone who makes them feel uncomfortable or deeply foolish in public. All of these completely natural phrases are designed to make everyone feel entirely safe and secure. They act exactly like a soft resting cushion catching the awkwardness of meeting brand new people. The next time you watch a movie or sit in a loud local cafe, just watch the interactions. Watch closely how native speakers actually greet each other in real, moving daily life. You will notice they use these exact same phrases over and over again constantly. They use them continuously because they are proven daily tools for building fast and reliable trust. You will see someone gently smile and say, "I will let you get back to your book." You will hear someone cheerfully say, "I have been looking forward to meeting you all week." Once you naturally tune your ear to these specific soft sounds, the whole world becomes a classroom. You start absorbing the beautiful natural rhythm without studying hard or forcing anything at all. I deeply hope you take these soft, natural phrases and use them bravely in your own bright life. Step fully into new rooms and confidently say, "I am in education" or "I am in design." Take the heavy social pressure off a forgotten detail by gently saying, "I did not catch your name." Let the stiff, formal titles completely drop away by kindly saying, "Please call me by my first name." Every single time you use one of these gentle verbal tools, you're building a small, beautiful bridge. You're making the big wide world feel just a little bit smaller and much warmer for everyone. You are doing such wonderful and brave work by simply showing up here and trusting this gentle process. Taking the quiet time to fully understand the deep humanity behind the spoken words is truly special. I have completely enjoyed sharing this incredibly calm and deeply peaceful time with you today. Go out there and boldly introduce yourself to the beautiful, wide world exactly the right way. Take deeply good care of yourself and those around you until we safely sit together again.